The Angelica Touch, Chapter 20 by Lindsay J. Sedgwick. Grace has tortured her long hair into a series of small bumps around the crown of her head. It's a stone circle, apparently, to match Tariq's talk, in period if not in shape. Dylan notices as soon as we get off the bus, "Cool hairdo." All she replies is, "No squirting." Everyone stares at it when she passes, which she takes as a compliment, except Tariq. He doesn't notice at all. Nobody realises it's meant to represent a monument except Mr. Walsh in history, who takes one look and smiles. "How nice to see you participate in class at such a Neolithic level," he says. There's a problem with the toilets and they let us off home. I'm barely in the lobby when Guppy beckons me into the lounge and extracts one of our flyers from an inside pocket. "Tell me how this website works," she says. Her eyes have that away with the fairy look Mum worries about. "It's a site that people who want to meet people can log onto. Anywhere in the world," I say. They fill in a questionnaire and then they get to choose to get in touch with each other or the site recommends dates. "But you don't need an office or an address," she says. "No, it's all over the internet. And this internet reaches hundreds of people. More if you're lucky." "No, wait. Is this about finding Teddy?" She shakes her head, taps her nose, and tucks the flyer away. Okay, that was strange. So now Guppy is finally over Teddy and wants to meet hundreds of men. She's 73. Then I found myself grinning. Well, why shouldn't she? And wouldn't any of them be lucky to meet her? Cool, but strange. I make a note to call into her later. It's quiet in the apartment now that she's moved back to her own. Mum's in the office. She's looking at a flyer too. I mean, eye contact, concentration, the lot. I'm not sure why this is happening, but not wanting to break her mood, I step back, out of sight, cross my fingers and toes, and do the wobbly walk towards the stairs. "Angelica?" I slouch in, as if I'm still grouchy. Don't want to give too much away. "Look, I hate fighting with you," she says. I give my "so do I" shrug. "You want to go out this week?" she says. "Catch a meal in town? Unless that's too dull for you." "Sure." "Sure yes or sure okay?" "Sure yes." I do a quick scan. The flyer is not in the bin. If it isn't in the bin, it's in the drawer, and if it's in the drawer, there is hope. I like that one. "I've been thinking about what you said," she says. "Not that everything you said was right, and you really shouldn't talk to me like that." She holds up a hand to stop me interrupting and closes the door behind me. "Have you thought about what it would mean if I were to meet someone?" I guess. I mean, not really, but it happens, right? To other people, and they survive. "I'd have to make time for him too," she says. "There'd be less time for us to hang out. You might feel left out." I nod, and she's off, listing how things would change. To be honest, I haven't thought much beyond it meaning I can have some class of the best boyfriend in the world for myself, i.e. Dylan. I mean, it's not like I really wanted Dad. I hadn't thought about having someone move in with us. Mum's pretty busy all the time. This is only meant to be the start. They don't have to be permanent partners, just so long as they break up after I've agreed to go out with Dylan. And it's not a breakup with serious tears and poor me because she's bored and knows she can do better. That type of breakup. Then I'd be fine. I have a feeling this may be a flaw in my doing this to make Mum happy argument. Are you sure she was actually looking at the flyer? I nod. I've called into Grace with my news. Such momentous tidings are not suitable for mere telephonic communication. She wasn't shredding it into her hamster hay? Into hamster hay? It went into her drawer. I grin broadly. That's when I spot Mum parking up outside Grace's pub, lifting the most luscious Black Forest Gatto from the back seat. "That looks hopeful," says Grace. Our mums fall out regularly, but generally not as spectacularly. This may explain why neither is as slim as they should be, despite all the running around and worrying that they do. We adjourn to the landing to listen in. Insert on making up woman style. "Women who fall out should always make up with long walks and or cake. Making up must always be face to face. Phone calls and texts do not hack it. The most permanent falling out happens by phone and text, often parcelled with not knowing whether the other person is joking or serious. Smiley emoticons do not help. Making up mainly requires jumping off high horses. kissing the soil beneath the other woman's feet and swearing hormones were responsible, or lack of cake, then producing a cake and suggesting a walk. I'm sorry. Mum holds the cake out to Kitty. I'm so used to doing everything for myself and Angelica. How do I let someone else in? Maybe I'm afraid of reminding myself of all I've missed. If it doesn't work out, what happens then? Let's go to my office, says Kitty. I fancy some big wriggly ears are twitching around the corner. As soon as they actually close themselves into Kitty's bedroom with the cake, Grace and I disappear across the road. Simon doesn't open the cafe on a Sunday, but he told us he'd be going in today to keep an eye on our burgeoning site. How did she know we were listening in, I say? Grace shrugs. At least they're talking again. If he's surprised to see us, Simon doesn't say it. He's making us decaf lattes when Dylan bursts into the back room. Why didn't you tell me if you fancy my brother? I don't. I'm as shocked as Grace. Honestly, Grace, stop looking. Me? She says, but she turns back to the screen. Difficult situations require brave responses. Dylan's staring at me, pink all over with the embarrassment he's trying to ignore. He's adorable. So I kiss him. I really do. A little one, nothing major, but still, my first. I can't believe I just did this, but there's no time to wonder if it was the right thing to do because Dylan is grinning like a lemur, which is better than grinning like a leprechaun or a lemming. You kissed me. I did. He has a lovely smile, nice teeth. Maybe I'll be a dentist. Mum has a brother in Australia who's a dentist, but they haven't talked in years. I don't think there's any particular reason. I'd have heard if he'd murdered someone or tried to extract all her teeth in a fit of pique. Of course, I tried to act nonchalant and mature like a 1940s film heroine, but I can't help smiling. Even Grace is grinning. I can see it from the way she holds her shoulders. Thing is, Dylan, I can't go out with you while Mum's single. Okay. You can see his brain taking over, trying to make the connection. That's different. Sorry. It's as if Dylan has heard all the excuses. A dinosaur ate my mobile phone. My mum grounded me for eating green chilies and 4 cacti chased me home. I take him outside the cafe and explain it, leaving out the row with Mum so I come off slightly better. Also, I don't mention that I got the idea of finding a website for Mum after Bert crapped on his brother's cafe leaflet. Or that Grace had been grounded for borrowing her mum's sex phone and that she thought I fancied Simon too. What can I do to help, he says. Hey, lovebird, says Grace somewhere in the background. Not sure where. At this moment, only Dylan and I exist in the whole wide world. Cooing swans, she says. We block her voice out. Must be something I can do, says Dylan, smiling mischievously. Yes, I say. His eyes have flecks of green right at the centre, orbiting his pupils, as if there's a whole galaxy of stars inside each eye. There must. Earth to Romeo and Juliet, says Grace. What do you think, are we Romeo and Juliet? Says I to Dylan, since we're in this moment. It feels like a dramatic one with a sort of deep underlying music beat that could explode into symbols any time now. I don't want to die, says Dylan. No death pacts, so, says I. Nope. Ice cream would be good, maybe. Chocolate chip fudge brownie, he says. That's an idea. Licky, you really need to come in and see this, says Grace. Double chocolate? Absolutely, says Dylan. Dylan gets called inside by Simon, who's had a call from their dad asking if his brother was down there skiving off when he'd most likely homework left to do. As soon as he's gone, Grace thumps my arm. What? Your mum. I feel goosebumps skiving up my arm as she drags me inside and points to an entry in the new members book. You might not have to wait that long. There, in red and gold, is a new profile. Single mother, hotel manager, blue eyes, brown hair, likes to windsurf. Nickname Granuela. She's on. Grace gives me a little hug. My mother's on. To be continued.